Muscle fiber composition means really the type of muscle that ends up making up your body, and this can kind of tell you a lot about yourself. So there are three different types of muscle fiber that your body could potentially have, and they are: one, slow twitch; two, fast twitch; and the third type would be intermediate fiber. And you can read a little bit about what each is, but put briefly, slow twitch are going to be red fibers, and fast twitch are going to be white fibers. Slow twitch are going to be more for people who are better with maybe cardio fitness or aerobic type exercise. They don't really get tired very quickly. Those fibers can go on and on and on. They're not as explosive. And then fast twitch fibers would be the exact opposite. They're white. They contract quickly and forcefully. They fatigue a little more easily. And they're pretty good at making a really large force, but they can't continue that force over time for very long. Slow twitch fibers are going to be red simply because they require more oxygen, which makes sense as to why they're red. And then the third type down here, intermediate fibers, are going to kind of be a combo of the two. Intermediate fibers are, depending on what I'm doing, pretty easily trained to be more like slow twitch or more like fast twitch. A couple things you should understand about muscle fiber are that your genetics play a huge role in what type of muscle fiber you have. And if you're a very slow twitch person, it's going to be hard for you to be maybe a 100-meter sprinter, or somebody that is very explosive or making movements that are very explosive or powerful. And if you are a fast twitch person, it's probably going to be pretty difficult for you to have really good cardio or really good muscle endurance, simply because your muscles are more set up for hard, fast contraction of a powerful type, and they fatigue a little more easily. You can train, obviously, but you don't really get to change the makeup of the fiber. You can train to, try to be a little more, have a little better endurance or have a little more strength. But your muscle fiber type is going to help you come up with what works best for you. Types of activities here: track is going to have all things considered. Oops. So in track, with fast twitch, it's going to be all of the field events will be fast twitch type things. And then if we want to talk slow twitch, we would talk more 1 mile and maybe the 3200. So on and so forth. Those would be a couple examples just in track of where different events would fit. The field events, it's the long jump and triple jump, and the high jump, just so you have that idea. These are 3 types of exercise. Any exercise you do can be put into one of these 3 categories. First type of exercise is going to be isometric, and the one thing you need to know about isometric is that there is really no joint movement involved in isometric. So a perfect example is right here on the side. We have a person doing a plank, and that would be an example of an isometric exercise for your abdominal region. There is muscle contraction that's happening, but there is no change of the joint. There's no movements in the joint. You're just holding it in one spot. It's great for rehab types of things. It doesn't really require any space, and you don't really get that sore afterwards. Some of the disadvantages are it's not really that motivating, and it's pretty hard to get a full body workout. Next type of exercise does have joint movement, so you'll see here that isotonic has joint movement involved, so that's a huge difference between isotonic and isometric. Most activities, this would be probably about 80% or more of the exercises you do would fit into this category. The nice thing about this is it provides you tons and tons of options. You can use weights or no weights. You can use machines or free weights, or you can use your own body weight. There's just many different types of exercise types of exercises you could do that would fit into this category. Nice part about this that's better than isometric would be that it helps with our range of motion, and it increases our flexibility. It's a lot more motivating. The couple things that maybe aren't so good about it is sometimes it can require more equipment, but the truth is, depending on how you set up your workout, it may or may not require a lot. And secondly, it increases your muscle soreness because of the range of motion that's involved. During any type of isotonic exercise, there's always a certain muscle that is sort of more isolated. In this case, it's a bicep curl, and in the bicep curl, the bicep's the isolated muscle. So anytime that muscle is shortening, which would be when my arm moves from open to closed, so if it goes from open to closed, that's going to be where the bicep is shortening and it's concentric. The opposite then of concentric would be from closed to open. So if this person had her arm up and then lowered her arm back down to around 180 degrees, that would be eccentric contraction. On that, if the bicep just stopped working when her arm was at the top up here, her arm would just totally fall down to the side. So she obviously has to let it down in control to help decrease the risk of injury. Last type of exercise, it's not really found in as many places, requires equipment. So equipment is needed in this. And you're going to see that what it does is it provides different mechanical advantage depending on where you're at in your range of motion. So if you look here, with a bicep curl, when I'm at 180 degrees with my elbow, I don't have a real good mechanical advantage. As I move to 90 degrees, that's where my elbow has the best, or my bicep has the best mechanical advantage over my elbow. And then again, when I close her down to 30 degrees, I have less mechanical advantage. So what this piece of equipment does is it provides levers at those weak points, long levers at the weak points to help increase your mechanical advantage, and it provides a nice short lever so that it challenges your muscle more when you're at your strongest point. These again are just the terms that we've had throughout the slideshow from this part. So you've seen them already in the slideshow, but here repeat so you can see them again. Two things that are added on here would be resistance set, and then the third would be repetition. You'll see those in the next slideshow, but here are their definitions if you are wanting to look at them now.